Hi, I'm Melissa Morey. I have lived in the Tampa area for about 17 years. I went to the University of South Florida and then attended Stetson College of Law in Gulfport. And I'm an attorney with Adventist Health System, but we support the Florida Hospital Tampa region, which includes all of the facilities in Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, and then also down to our Sebring areas.
My name's Scott Rutz. I've lived in Tampa for 20 years and worked for Northern Trust Bank in Tampa for 20 years. And I have been on the board of Goodwill in the past, and I'm rejoining at this point.
My name is Steve Bivens. I've been in Florida for 22 years. I'm originally from Tennessee. I work at Tampa Bay Train, and I'm a Goodwill ambassador.
My name is Christina Miller. I work at UBS Financial Services in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm a certified financial planner. I grew up in Texas and moved to Virginia when I was 16 and always wanted to be in Florida. 3 years ago I decided to make the jump and here I am. And I'm so excited to be here.
So far, my greatest accomplishment has been being able to continue my career while also raising my family.
Maybe my greatest accomplishment thus far is I won my fantasy football league last year for first time ever. I have the trophy sitting in my TV room, which my wife really doesn't like the way that looks, but that doesn't matter. It's going to sit there for at least the whole football season. So.
Well, interestingly, I'm probably the reverse answer of most in terms of what I want to learn about Goodwill, because I've learned a lot about the services. I'm actually interested in the retail side and how they process their donations into sales.
I think the part of Goodwill that I'd like to learn more about is some of our non-retail operations, some of the correctional programs, as well as the housing programs that we have. I'd like to learn more about those.
If I could make up a superpower, I think it would be time travel. I would love to go back and relive the history that we read about growing up in high school and middle school, and it's just such a different time, and I feel like there's so much that we don't appreciate now, and being able to go back in time would really change our perspectives.
Something others may not know about me is that my husband and I, for our honeymoon, went to Australia and went diving on the Great Barrier Reef. And so it was really an amazing experience, especially because the country had just went through a cyclone.
Well, something people may not know about me is my sports pastime is beach volleyball. But the interesting part of that is the team I play on, I am the oldest guy by at least 15 years. So I take a little bit of pride in that.
Most people wouldn't guess, but I grew up on a farm in Texas and grew up riding horses all of my life, and I still show nowadays, and I love it. It's always going to be a part of my life.
My hidden talent is that I can juggle. Not anything really fancy, not chainsaws or knives, but I can juggle 3 balls. Not very impressive, but it's still juggling.
I wanted to be a board member with Goodwill because when I first started practicing law quite a few years ago, I worked with an attorney who represented developmentally disabled, especially as it pertains to Medicaid waiver recipients. And so we fought very zealously, and it just gave me a whole new perspective on the limits of which these individuals are dealt with each day and how far they are able to reach.
Young Frankenstein, the best movie of all time. I'm still in mourning over losing Gene Wilder.
My favorite movie is probably going to be Remember the Titans. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan, and I grew up in Texas where football is basically life. So that really hits home with me, and I love the inspirational story behind it.
Largely the value of the power of work.
Goodwill means to me an organization that helps people and assists people who may be less fortunate than others, and helps to bring together a community of all members, not just certain
I
members.
think if I could sum it up in one word, I would say hope. Hope for people who have maybe made some mistakes in their lives and they need to find gainful employment. Hope for children who can't afford books and want to learn how to read, and hope for people who maybe can't afford clothing and they need to come somewhere, and Goodwill is that for them. It's people's hope.
Goodwill to me is a charitable organization that transforms people as opposed to just serving people. I think a lot of charities serve people, and that's admirable, but not all of them change who you are.
I would probably tell myself to slow down and have a little bit more patience and not be so worried about getting to the next step or to the next progression, and enjoy life a little bit more.
Be a joiner. Join lots of things. Clubs, not-for-profits, church. Be involved with things. Get engaged. Meet people. Try different things. That would be the advice that I would give.
I've never gone whitewater rafting, skydiving.
I've always wanted to try hang gliding.
Something that I've always wanted to try is playing the bagpipes. I'm not a musical person, and I've heard that it's very difficult to do, but I've always thought it would be really cool to have bagpipes in the trunk of my car, and whenever I'm at a party, just happen to casually mention that, hey, I've got some bagpipes outside, does anybody want to hear them? Who's going to say no? They don't want to hear the bagpipes at a party.